Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing well. I want to remind you guys of a few things coming up. First of all, tomorrow we have our composer convocation. So please come join us if you're interested. We have students who have signed up that are going to be performing their own pieces, which is pretty darn cool. I'm actually very excited to hear them. And then we have our regular convocation at 7 p.m. directly after. So if you would like to come to that, you are welcome to come. We have one more convocation before the end of the school year, and that will be the last Friday in May. And then we have our recital, and I'm been talking to the people at the hall this week and getting all the logistics ready, and excited to see you guys in the big hall under the spotlight and all dressed up and everybody there. And so excited to see everyone for that. We also have our new semester starting. It starts the second week of June, I believe. The second week of June, and it goes all the way through August. It's our summer semester. We do our summer semester for two reasons. Otherwise, we wouldn't actually do it at all. We'd have people take a break, but we do it so that our current students do not lose everything from our main semester, our school semester, to the next school semester. And then we also do it for new students who want to dabble a little bit, who want to try it out in a less committed kind of way. This is the time to do it. This is the time to come if you have kind of a more open schedule in the summer. We do packages of lessons. So the lessons are scheduled around your schedule. You can do either a package of 6 or a package of 10. And there are many more weeks than 6 in the summer. And so you could take even a couple lessons in a week and then skip a few weeks if you need to, and then come back. It is a way to not lose everything. And students who are in the summer get first pick of lessons for our main school semester that starts the week after Labor Day. Yeah, Labor Day. So I wanted to talk today a little bit about playing small. Have you ever caught yourself playing small? I sure have. Many times. I actually have found myself playing small during all this hacking and stuff. And some of it's protective, some of it is to protect me and protect the school, but some of it's just been fear-based. And I recognize that immediately because I recognize that I don't recognize myself, that I am uh, not venturing out and doing things and not talking about myself or my school in a way that is in alignment because I've been afraid. Um, do you think that people play small? And when I say play small, I mean that you're not challenging yourself, that you're not getting yourself closer to your dreams or your goals, that you're kind of complacent and just day to day doing the day to day tasks, but not getting closer to who you really are or what you really want to be doing. I think that we do that a lot, especially, women. I think that we have learned in order and how to be in the workplace that we have to play small, how we talk about ourselves, how we behave, that we're seen and not heard sometimes. I think that how we talk to other people, that we are putting on a smile, and the way that we talk to other people, that is a only acceptable way of being. Otherwise, we're chastised or not listened to. I've noticed that. But it's not just female. I think everybody, we all have learned to do that, especially around certain people in our lives. I think that society has certain expectations of us. And so we try to, as people of society, to live within those confines. And I've caught myself doing that for a long time and kind of denied who I was for a long time. But I think it also, we relate that back to the music world. I think that we get ourselves in these comfortable patterns and never venture out and never grow beyond what we think we're capable of doing. And it's sad. And I think that, as kids, maybe we had parents who told us that we could never make a living being a musician. And that, so we just accepted that as the truth and never allowed ourselves to venture out. I think that we depend upon our own entertainment level. If we are no longer entertained by something, that we want to move on to the next thing, and without really giving it the time that it needs to cultivate and grow. And I think that that is a big thing for music, that the moment that things get tough, that we find that is like the answer, that means we shouldn't be doing it anymore. I think that's playing small. But I wonder if playing small is solely fear-based, if it's something that is like a response to a fear that we have. Do you have people in your life telling you that you should do this or you shouldn't do that? I sure do. I'm around them a lot. And all the people I listen to say, no, you don't want to be around people who are going to tell you that you're this and you're not this, or that you shouldn't do something because of their fear. You should be around people who are delusional, who are like, oh yeah, you can do this, and oh yeah, you can do that, no yeah, whatever you want to do, because that is going to pump you up and make you get to closer of who you are and actually meeting the goals that you want to meet. I'm going to go on a little tangent for a second, but I think just ride the tangent with me if you don't mind. I think that we are collectively grieving COVID still. I think that we haven't had a proper way to grieve. I think that we haven't we're not really looking back on like how much our lives changed during those times and how much we had to play small. We had to physically play small because we couldn't go outside. We couldn't be around big groups of people. We couldn't be out there performing. We couldn't be out there doing all these things that we wanted to be doing. Our lives literally stopped the way that we knew them. And I think that we're still living like that. If we're not living exactly like that, we're living in response to that. So I see some people that are not going out in community still, are still afraid to be around people, are afraid to get out and do stuff. I've seen that side still, but then I'm also seeing people who are like, I've got to do everything. I've got to do everything. I've got to live everything. They're so in the present that like the moment something goes wrong, the moment things become hard, they move on to the next thing. Do you see that in your kids? I'm seeing that a lot in the kids. And I think there's something to do with the fact that we were inside for so long. Social media became everything, and like technology and everything became, so our distraction, our focus is not there. It's just not collectively. I'm talking to myself too, because I noticed this in myself, like that I'm like, oh, I want to do this and this and this and this and this, and not able to like focus on one thing. Are we? I think this is fear-based. I really do. That we don't think that we'll be able to do everything that we want to do. But we're also looking for what is going to fill this hole, this, and it's grief. So nothing is going to fill that hole. It's just not. So I think sometimes people view music lessons as entertainment. And I think it's directly correlated to this COVID thing, that it's like, here, I'm here in front of you. Here's my child in front of you. Make them a musician. They're not practicing at home. Oh, that's telling me we're going to move on to the next thing. Okay, so make my child a dancer. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, make my child. We are looking for the immediate. We are looking to be entertained. We're not looking to do work. I am right there with you. I'm always looking for how I do not have to do work. What is the easiest way to do something? And I think that is directly related to COVID. We have forgotten how to work. We have forgotten how to, we've forgotten about a give and take. We just want the immediate. It's fear. It is fear. Because what happens if we give to something for a period of time and it doesn't work out? Or we didn't get the thing that we really wanted to do. Like we didn't meet that goal that we really wanted to meet. And then we spent all that time doing that. What does that mean? What does that mean for us? Does that mean that we wasted time? We wasted so much time during COVID, right? We wasted so much time just staying inside, doing nothing, looking at social media, watching TV, watching things from afar, that if we were to really go for it, to do something, and we didn't meet those goals, What would that mean? What if we were even more afraid of the fact that if we did meet those goals, that we spent all this time on something, all this time not knowing if anything is ever going to pan out, and it does. We meet our dreams. We get to go perform at Carnegie Hall. We get the first chair in our orchestra. We get to get a full scholarship to Juilliard. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Like that could bring fear upon itself too, right? The fear of success. I think that we play small because it's easier, but also because it's comfortable. We never have to worry about the what ifs. We never have to worry about things working out or things not working out. I think our society looks for anything comfortable, anything. I was watching this thing yesterday, and I don't know if you know, I don't know if I've said this to you or not, but I have a word of the year, luxury. Luxury can mean a lot of different things for a lot of people. But for me, I feel like in a way, I've been in fight or flight mode my whole life. Like not in a I'm to me, luxury is a sit back and allow things to happen kind of thing. And that's never been, I've never done that. Never done that. And that is what I'm trying, where I'm trying to get is to let things run their course and not try to control it at all. Are you guys with me at all on that? So therefore, my word is luxury. So I was listening yesterday to a podcast about wealth. When we all love to be wealthy. I learned from this podcast that the speaker said that wealth doesn't happen from investing, just like the regular like investments that you can have. And like a matter of fact, those investments, you know, who's making money off of those investments are the people who are doing it for you, are the companies that are working for you. This person says the how to gain wealth is to make your own income, right? And then eventually, when you have that income, after you have the wealth, that you can become more wealthy by investing in high risk funds. But it's getting that income. So you know what I was thinking about? I was like, that means taking risk. That means like putting yourself out in different ways to like make that income. And that's scary. That is not playing it small. So it's like you have to get yourself in a mindset in order to be wealthy before you can even be wealthy, right? Before you can even have luxury, you have to, you cannot play small. And I think that's probably what separates people who are poor from people who are rich. Not always. Sometimes people are born in it, but I feel like if you're born into wealth, that wealth and you take it for granted and you don't do anything with it and you don't do, then you're probably not going to be wealthy for long. But if you don't have it, or you do have it and you work and you put yourself out there, and that means risking it all, then you will become wealthy, even if like in short-term experiences that you lose, right? That if you have that mindset, if you are willing to risk it all, that you can only gain wealth. It's the same thing with music. It's the same thing with anything. If you are willing to risk it over and over again, like if you really, really commit to something, even if it's in the short term, it's going to hurt. Even if in the short term, that means you're, as a parent, you're having that argument or that discussion. Hopefully it's a discussion with your child about practicing. That is a momentary conversation that has to happen because children are not built with that innate sense to commit. That's something that they have to learn. That means that maybe there is, you know, some kind of bargaining there, some kind of like, if you do this, then you get this, and you know, and stuff like that, because that instills that later on. I understand for parents, let me just qualify that I understand that you don't want to have to make your child do anything where it's like you're a slave driver and you're just like, um, there's a knockdown drag out every time that you have a conversation. But also knowing at the same time, children, even high schoolers, even older children, do not innately know about what it means to be committed to something. There is a direct backlash, a direct line from COVID to now. And I don't know what the answer is collectively, how to kind of get past this idea of being stuck and being complacent and comfortable, that like that's our goal in life, and that like entertainment, that's our goal. There is nothing wrong with entertainment for entertainment's sake. The problem with this is that it's not interactive. There isn't that give and take. There isn't that. Both sides are not working. One side is taking, one side is giving. I don't know. Again, I don't know what the answer is for the COVID stuff. I don't know if we'll ever, like, we might be forever changed from that. But I know that people like me and my program, I'm going to push back on that more and more, because I don't want, do you want a society of people who are looking for the next best thing that comes easy and just like constantly are doing that? We'll never get better at anything that way. We will never find our, we will never find who we really are and what we're really meant to do in this world if we just are just shopping for whatever comes easy. We are looking and playing small, but we don't have to. We do not have to do that. And that's simply being clear on what it is. What are your dreams? What are your goals? What are your goals in this world? Have you written them down? Can you say, if somebody ever asks you, come up to you as an adult and ask you, if you could do anything, what would you do? Would you know how to answer them? If you asked your child, what would you like to be when you grow up? What would you like to be doing? How would you like to see your life when you grow up? Would they be able to answer that? That's a question for you. Maybe having your child write down what it is, because the more that they write that kind of stuff, the clearer they are about who they are and what they want. The next thing is, are you willing to work for it? If you are clear on what it is that you want, and that the how you're willing to not play small, are you clear on how you're going to get on what it takes to get there? Are you willing to do what it takes? To sit there with those feelings of uncomfortability. Are you okay with that? You should be. If you want to do these things that you're talking about, you should be. I'm telling this to myself because for the past 2 months dealing with this hacking and stuff, have completely put my life on hold. I haven't been able to go into the school very much. I haven't been able to deal with anything very much that I want to, and be dreaming and making plans for the school and for you guys, and creating more things. Like, I haven't been able to create for a while. I knew when this happened, though, because I've been doing so much work on this kind of stuff, that this was momentary and that I would get out of this. But I knew that that wasn't me. I knew that that wasn't me getting closer to my goals. I want you to be able to meet your goals. You parents, I want you to be able to meet your goals. And I know that that does not look like to you probably to be arguing with your child about practicing all the time, or to argue with your child about this or that. That's probably not part of your goals. But I wonder if there's another way, because we are teaching our children, we are teaching the future what it means to be ourselves, and to really truly go for something that we love, or that do things that we want. And that does not mean giving up at the first sign of it being tough. And that doesn't mean letting fear decide for us, or letting society decide who we are and what we're going to do. I wasted so many years of my life letting society to depict for me what my life was going to be. I don't want that for you. I don't. It's time to play big, to do that thing that you've always wanted to do, to take those steps, even if they're small steps. What can you do now to get you closer to what you really want to be doing? And don't let anybody tell you, don't be around people who are going to tell you can't do something. If you're in a job now, adults, if you're in a job that you just don't like, or you're not, or there's something else that you really, really want to do, what can you do now to help you get there? Because you can do it. You are not too old. You are not too set. You can do this. What are the steps you can take today? No more playing small. See you next week.